I really like carbs. Hi, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope everyone is doing really well. Just so you know, I am slightly sick. I'm a little bit congested, so if I am sniffling through this video or my voice sounds kind of weird, that is why. So recently I saw on Instagram a post from a vegan person, and they were saying that 2019 is the year of the vegan. Wrong. It's the year of the pig. Everyone knows that. Veganism had its time, and that was 2018. 2019 is the year of the carnivore diet. That actually has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. So today we're actually going to be talking about a diet that I did a long time ago in a previous video. That video is a pile of poo. It is so cringeworthy. It's terrible. So I've decided that I am going to remake my keto diet video, and that's what I'm going to do today, and hopefully this one is way better. I have a family member who has been on keto, I think for like at least 2 years, possibly longer, and he is keto. Like, he lives, breathes it. He knows that I'm really into fitness and health and all of that wonderful stuff, and so he, of course, every single time we see each other, he gives me a little lecture and a little lesson on how great keto is. He is an advocate for keto, and so it got me thinking about keto, and I've definitely changed since my first video on keto. Keto is really popular right now, and it's definitely one that I used to be like, keto is terrible, blah. And I still kind of think it is terrible, but today I'm gonna kind of talk a little bit more about that. If you don't know what the keto diet is, I don't know where you've been for the past year, but keto is short for ketogenic, and the keto diet is basically a high-fat, low-carb diet. Normally, our bodies get its energy, the majority of its energy, from carbohydrates. So basically what happens is when you eliminate carbs from your diet, your body suddenly needs to find a new energy source. And so it turns to its fat storage. And so it goes into a metabolic state called ketosis, where it actually converts fat, stored fat, into energy. And that is where our bodies get its energy. So there are 4 versions of the ketogenic diet. The first version is called the standard keto diet. Basically, it is 75% of your calories should come from fat, 20% from protein, and 5% or less from carbohydrates. The second version is called cyclical, and basically you are on keto for 5 days of the week, and then the remaining 2 days you eat high carb, and you cycle like that forever. They call those 2 days of high carb refeed days, and in my mind, I'm thinking, if you have to refeed your body for 2 days to make up for the past 5 days, maybe this diet isn't like the best option. The third version is called targeted, and basically it's when you have a workout or a high intensive workout, you eat carbs according to your workout. I think it's really great that they are acknowledging that carbs are an amazing and a great source of energy. But by acknowledging that, you're putting a big plot hole into your whole diet, like the whole philosophy behind this diet. And the fourth version is high protein. Basically, you're just decreasing the fat percentage a little bit, increasing the protein percentage a little bit, and carbs stay the same at 5% or less. Things you can eat, things you can't eat. Let's start with what you can't eat. I'm just gonna read the list off my computer. Sugary foods like soda, fruit juice, and dessert items. Grains and starches. All fruit except for small amounts of berries. Now, if you didn't know, berries actually have the smallest content of carbs of all the fruits. So that is why berries made the cut into keto. No beans and legumes, no root vegetables and tubers, low fat or diet products, they're out. Some pre-made condiments and sauces should be avoided because a lot of processed condiments and sauces and things like that have a lot of like secret added sugar and stuff like that. So you gotta avoid that sugar, processed vegetable oils, and alcohol. So basically, that is my diet for the most part. A lot of those items is what I live off of. So I would be in big, big trouble if I was on keto, because I would just be like, what do I eat? Now let's go over the foods that you can eat. And this is like the total opposite of how I currently eat. So this would be really hard for me. So you can eat meat, fatty fish, eggs, butter, cream, unprocessed cheese, nuts, seeds, oils like extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, and avocado oil, avocados, and low carb vegetables, which is a lot of like the greens. So there are some things in there, yes, I could eat. I don't think I would be good as a vegan keto person, but it's interesting to know that it is possible. I want to talk about the health claims of keto, because if you are going to preach the Bible of a diet, basically you need to know the benefits, and you need to make sure you can convince people that these benefits and these health claims are legit and they are backed by science, and that is how you get followers into a diet like keto. I just preached that like it's a cult. But you know, with the health craze that's going around right now, pretty much any diet you go on, it's like a religion, and you get indoctrinated, and you better live, breathe, and die that religion or that diet, whatever. So what is the biggest health claim of keto? Is obviously weight loss. Here's a quote that I found. This diet is so filling that you can lose weight without counting calories or tracking your food intake. I doubt that greatly. They referenced a lot of studies that basically proved that a high-fat diet is more effective for weight loss than a low-fat diet. And while, yes, the outcome of several of these studies proved that, showed that from the results, it was for a short period of time. That just shows that, yes, for a small period of time on keto, you're going to lose weight. I think the success of a diet is how sustainable is it? Can you literally, from the moment you start this diet, can you stick to it and get the results you want long term? That means till like the day you die. None of these studies have been able to give an answer to that. Can you stay on this diet long term? Another health claim that I was reading about is that if you are on medication for diabetes, going on the keto diet can either help reduce the reliance on those medications, or you'll be able to like stop taking the medication completely. My problem with the studies that showed this result basically were on, some tested like 6 subjects, another one tested I think 10, there was one that tested like 17, and then the most test subjects I could find was a study where they did 21 subjects. That's like a very small percent of the world's population. It really doesn't show anything except for these 21 people who suffer from diabetes had positive results. And it wasn't even all of them, it was just a percentage of them. These are conclusions, but they're not conclusive, if that makes sense. These are good results, but these studies don't prove that someone like me would benefit from keto. It's a very small group of participants, and they are over a very short period of time. And so it's really not showing me that this diet works for everyone the way people who are really into it, the way they talk about it, it's like, oh, this diet is for everyone. It's not. So you may be thinking at this point, gosh, you are quite dismissive of all these studies. And okay, yes, there are some little holes in the studies. The studies showed positive outcomes in favor of keto, and that means that there is something good about this diet. these studies actually happened, and these results were actually, they came to these conclusions. Like, those results are real, those studies are real, and I'm not saying they're wrong. Like, obviously they exist, and this is what happened, and this is what the researchers found, and it should be addressed, it should be acknowledged. And I think that keto works. What these studies showed is that keto is useful for short-term weight loss for a small group of people. I have a lot of issues, but I'm gonna focus only on the issues I have with this diet. Bad joke, I know. Anyway, so the human body, first of all, is designed to use carbs as energy. Why are we messing with our natural state? Our bodies have been running on carbs for forever. Back to the whole studies thing, obviously, small group of participants, basically showing that this diet is not for everyone. We don't know if it is for everyone because, you know, they haven't tested everyone. I myself, I've mentioned it already, I don't think I could do keto. I don't think I could eat a high fat diet. I could not, oh my God, I could not cut carbs down to 5%. But I said, when I was younger, I said I couldn't stop eating meat, and I did. So, like, I mean, we're more capable of things than we think we are. But it just feels like with keto, carbs are sometimes just not represented at all. And it's just, you're ignoring a macronutrient. It's a nutrient. That means that you actually need it to survive, and you are eliminating it essentially from your diet. That is not healthy. That's not balanced, because you've taken something away and now it's like not balanced anymore. It's just, as someone who has vast experience in elimination when it comes to diet, I just don't go there. Just don't go there. You're gonna create a fear of that thing and a stigma against that thing. A lot of people who attempt keto suffer. Many people report having low energy to the point of like complete exhaustion, to the point where physical activity is really like near impossible. Like, they're just completely wiped. Their mental state is negatively affected. They're nauseous. They have headaches, migraines, brain fog, diarrhea. They can't get a good night's sleep, and they develop digestive issues. If a diet was like uphill and it had all of these things, like these warnings listed on it, I would just be like, I think I'll pass on the not sleeping and the digestive issues, and the I don't think I want to have diarrhea for like ever, so I'm gonna not do that one. Kidney stones, I forgot about that. Kidney stones are also quite prevalent when you're on keto, as well as a disorder called ketoacidosis, which just sounds bad. And then there's also raised cholesterol levels and higher chance of heart disease and diabetes. I read studies that showed that keto helps with like getting rid of diabetes and getting you off medication. And now here I have read another study saying it gives you diabetes. For every 10 studies that you show me that is in favor of a keto diet, I can show you 10 studies that say the opposite. Depending on what you want to believe, you can find proof for it. So this diet can affect the water and mineral balance in your body. So it actually encourages people to not only start taking a sodium supplement, but to increase and add extra salt when cooking. I think I just developed hypertension. Here is a great quote that I was reading. Usually, a ketogenic diet causes weight loss without intentional calorie restriction. In other words, this diet will cause you to accidentally restrict your calories, and that is why you lose weight. This is probably the most dangerous part about this diet. It's not the fact that you're pumping your body full of high cholesterol meats and eggs and fatty cheese and dairy products and all of that. No, that's not it. This is the fact that you're going to accidentally start restricting your calories. You will not be aware of the fact that you are restricting, but you are restricting. But don't worry, you'll lose weight. If you are unaware of what is like going on with you, your behavior, if you are not aware of it, that is the biggest red flag that I could even imagine about a diet. And it's so sickening and humorous to me that they would basically, this quote on like a pro keto site, they're gonna say this quote about you're without intentionally restricting, you're not doing it on purpose, but you are doing it. While this way of eating is definitely not my cup of tea, that doesn't mean someone else can't thrive on it. Don't try and force yourself to be on a certain diet or eat a certain way if that is just not your body's ideal way of eating. Or if you are attempting a diet like this, if you're attempting keto and you just are suffering and you are having health problems and you're just not like alive basically on this diet, don't try and force yourself to stick with it. Just find a way of eating that works for you, where you can live your life, you can do the things you want to do, you can do the things that are necessary for life, and you're not being held back by the way you eat. So I'm going to end the video there. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and taking the time to watch it. I really do appreciate it. If you liked it, if you learned anything, if you are pro keto, if you are against keto, definitely give this video a like. If you are not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. If you have any comments or questions or video suggestions or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!